Allow me to share with you how I've spent my week. Let's not beat around the bush, whatever that means. Most of you guys know who I am because of the spectacular and not so spectacular fight sequences and action sequences that I've put together over the last 5,000 years. The rest of you probably know who I am because Eric told you who I am. Many of you, probably very few of you, also know that at the end of this month, the crew of the Danger Element is going into a 2-week-long shoot, where we hope to shoot most of the remainder of the series. During this shoot, we're going to be filming one of the most difficult fight scenes I think I've done in my lifetime. But since I'm dead, I don't have to worry about that. I've spent the last week planning that sequence. I think for myself, as far as filmmaking goes, planning makes up like 60% of how good my finished product ends up being. I love just like making up statistics and just like throwing them out there. Just like people just think like, oh, he really did his research. So since that's how I spent most of my week, I figured I would share a little bit of my planning process when it comes to fight scenes specifically. I don't always plan all of my fight sequences out to a T. It kind of depends on how important I feel they are or how they should feel. But most of the stuff in the Danger Element is planned pretty carefully. The style for how I plan action is kind of like the way Bruce Lee used to do it. I really like to know what I'm going to be putting on the screen ahead of time. The fight has 3 parts. It has like a beginning and a middle and an end, just like a proper story, I guess, if there is such a thing as a proper story. Battle Jitney is fighting 3 different guys, and they all have pretty amazing skill. It's not like the fights you've seen so far where, you know, Jitney's just kind of toying with his opponents. These guys are kind of giving him a run for his money, if you will. The first section of the scene has about 24 shots in it. So you can see that basically what I do is I just number each shot and write down what I want to happen in that shot. It's pretty simple. I don't do storyboards. I always kind of saw storyboards as a way to illustrate a shot to your crew. And since I'm really the only person looking at it, I didn't really see a point in drawing a picture for myself to look at and then explain to the crew. You can also see that I really like to plan pretty much every single move in the sequence. This doesn't mean that I'm not open to improvisation, but I like improvisation to happen within the structure of an overall plan, because in the end I actually am trying to tell a story with the fight scene. I really wouldn't show up to shoot a fight scene like this without a specific plan any more than I would show up to shoot an entire movie without a script. I mean, you can improvise within the structure of the script, and you can improvise within the structure of the plan for the action sequence, but I'm not into improvising the entire thing, and even then there are times when I restrict improvisation because I'm trying to do something specific, or I'm trying to tell a story with shots, or I'm trying to tell a story with movement, or just accomplish something very specific. In the end, I'm predicting that this fight scene with all 3 sections finished will probably have like 85 to 100 or more shots in it. It'll probably, I'm just taking a wild guess based on past experience, probably take 12 hours to shoot. It'll be the last thing that we shoot for the 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll all survive it, because it's going to be the hardest thing during the entire shoot. So that's how I plan action sequences. I hope you learned something. Hey guys.